from Osborne will be taking on Lance Bridges from Waukene. Oviatt coming in 21-5 from Bridges coming into the tournament this weekend, 22-8. And we're underway. Oviatt, a senior at Osborne. Bridges is a junior at Waukene.
Oviatt comes in 24-5. He's lost to Trevor Van Eaton from Stockton. Lance Bridges here that he's wrestling right now 2 times this year. He's lost to Jackson from Hill City, LaBarge from Ellis, and Washburn from Hoxie last week 7-4 in the semifinals of the regional tournament. Bridges, of course, comes in 25-8. He's lost to Van Syke from Hoisington, Van Eaton from Stockton, Sumner from Norton, LaBarge from Ellis in regionals last week, and then the Strimmel from Colby. So both of them have a few losses, but they've lost to some good wrestlers.
Just a minute left in the first period. No score, but it looks like Oviatt will pick up 2 points.
And we're going to hear a lot of argument on that because it looked like his foot went out of bounds too, but his foot came down inbounds first and then bounced out of bounds. So referee Mac Fredrickson gave the takedown based on the fact that his foot came down first inbounds.
Oviatt in maroon for Bridges and purple and gold. Oviatt with the 2-point lead now. 40 seconds left in the first period.
Assistant official calls a caution on Oviatt. They have a blood problem.
They must have. They're talking it over with the coach. Coach Mike Fruin from Osborne. Waukene coached by Wyatt Froling. 37 seconds left in the first period. 2-0 the score. Oviatt of Osborne with that lead. Nobody's leaving the auditorium yet.
Well, no, I think there's still some wrestling to be seen, John, and I think most of them feel that way too.
We are at Gross Memorial Coliseum on the campus of Fort Hays State University. 3-2-1A State Championship Wrestling on Smoky Hills Public Television. Great weekend, it always is. A lot of talent at this level, 3-2-1A. See a lot of good wrestlers.
We just got a scoring update here, John. Hoxie's still hanging on to a 6-point lead. Hoxie has 131.5, Norton has 125.5, and Trigo's 103 with Stockton at 99. So our top 4 are staying pretty constant at this time.
Norton has 2 wrestlers coming up yet in the tournament at the 215-pound and the 275-pound classes. Those matches will be absolutely crucial to Norton if they're going to catch up and take the championship from Hoxie.
Well, as I see it here, Norton has to win both matches, or they have to win one of them big in order to take that lead. And by big, I mean by pin.
We're still waiting to get the 189-pound championship match back underway. We're having a bleeding problem. Oviatt from Osborne getting that taken care of. 37 seconds left in the first period. Oviatt does have that 2-point lead. For Bridges, Lance Bridges from Waukene is getting kind of anxious. He wants to get this thing going.
See, the blood rule this year, John, they start the timeout as long as there's bleeding. Once the bleeding is stopped, the time stops. And then they have as long as they need to clean him up and get him ready to go. Got a caution on the bottom man now. So we've both been cautioned. They get 2 cautions before they get penalized.
35 seconds left in the first period. 2-0, still the score in this match.
Bridges gets up and gets a hand free, but he's going right back down to the mat. Oviatt says, I don't want to do that. Got that cradle, trying to pull him back to his back and not able to do it. And there's Fabricius with an escape. Got a little high, got thrown off.
2-1 to score now. 10 seconds left in the first period. They're back up in a neutral position for Britches in the purple and gold. Oviatt in the maroon from Osborne. Time running out in the first period, and that's the way it'll end as we go into the second. Oviatt has that 1 point lead now, 2-1. We start the second period. Another caution.
Now the next time he jumps the gun, he'll be penalized because that's his second caution. Please report at this time.
Coaches, updates will be available after the tournament is over.
We get the second period started. Oviatt in the up position.
He's in a pretty precarious up position right now. He's pretty high, pretty off to the side, and of course Fabricius is going to come out of there and get another escape and tie the score.
That's got it tied at 2. 1:38 on the clock in the second period.
Oviatt's back in on that leg. Fabricius is able to throw him over the top and avoid losing a takedown.
They're off the mat. We're tied at 2. 1:20 on the clock, second period. Be in the neutral position now. Oviatt in the maroon, Fabricius in the purple and yellow. 189-pound championship match.
You know, John, I outweigh both of those boys, but I think they're a lot bigger than I am.
Well, it's a different kind of weight. You carry it well. 55 seconds left in the second period. We're tied at 2. I'm not even going to let you respond to that.
I've carried it a long time, too, John.
You're used to carrying it.
Fabricius trying to get in there on that outside Russian, they call that. We've got that arm across there, and he's trying to work outside that and get in and maybe get a hold of a leg or something, but Oviatt's able to power his way out of it.
Another close match. 20 seconds left in the second period.
2-2 is about as close as you can get, isn't it?
Oh, jeez. We're looking for a takedown here. Either wrestler would take one.
We're going to get them both warned for stalling. Saying the guys are standing out here looking at each other, get doing something.
Time running out in the second period. Down to 5 seconds left. We're tied at 2.
We're going to go into the third period tied.
Third period tied. 189-pound championship match. Caleb Oviatt from Osborne and Lance Fabricius from Waukene. Oviatt is a senior. Fabricius is a junior. Oviatt coming in 21-5 to the weekend. Fabricius coming in 22-8.
Oviatt's trying to get that switch going, and if he can get that leg out, he might have it, but nope. Fabricius is able to hang on to that ankle and pull him back down. We're probably going to get it stopped here in a minute because of that headgear out of place.
Fabricius about to lose his headgear. 1:30 on the clock in the third period. Tied at 2 still.
We're not going to stop it as long as there's something going on out there that might result in score.
They're going to call him off the mat. That'll give him a chance to fix that headgear. 1:22 on the clock. Just not a whole lot of points scored here.
Looks like Fabricius is going to take the optional start and cut him loose. I'm not sure I understand that. He hadn't gotten the takedown the whole match, but he feels confident that he can get it this period.
So he'll pretty much give Oviatt the 1 point lead.
Almost had it there.
3-2 the score.
Oviatt's in on that leg deep. He's got a takedown. A 3-point lead.
Wow, that point's going to be costly for Fabricius. 5-2 the score now. Oviatt with a 3-point lead with 56 seconds left in this third period.
Of course, Oviatt's getting his instructions from Coach Fruin over there. And I think he's saying something like, you hold him down on that mat and don't you turn him loose. Got another caution. Got another caution, but they're not going to call it. The Britches has gotten his escape. Is down to a 2-point match now. He gets the takedown. He's tied again. Gonna try to spin around on him, but he let him get that arm out there, so he can't do that. Got 30 seconds left.
For Britches can't wait
Go for the headlock.
5-3 the score.
He had him, but he lost the head, but he gets the takedown.
20 seconds left.
So we got a tie match
5-5.
again.
We're tied at 20, or tied at 5 with 20 seconds left. Down to 15 seconds now. For Britches on top in the purple and gold.
The Britches has to hang on here. We're going to go overtime, John.
Oh, this crowd is loving this. We've got another overtime. The crowd really thought that Oviatt scored some points there at the end of that.
That was a good call, I think. That was a good call. The buzzer sounded just as he started to get out. And, you know, it's awful easy to say, well, he was free, but he wasn't free yet.
They're off the mat. 154. We're in overtime once again here tonight. Tied at 5.
Rule says to have an escape, he would have had to have been turned around facing him, and he was not at that point. But he gets his takedown and wins it.
Oviatt gets the win. 7-5, the final score, another overtime. Caleb Oviatt from Osborne defeating Lance Britches of Waukene, the 189-pound championship match.
Good match, John. A good match all the way.
They're good every year, but I don't think we've had a year where we've had so many close matches.
No, we haven't.
Here it is in slow motion. You're going to see the takedown.
If for Britches had been able to keep his feet, he wouldn't have got that takedown. But when he came down to the mat, there was.
We're ready to go back over to the medal awards. Over at the awards table.
At 171 pounds. In 6th place from Leota, Wichita County, Jared Smades. Fifth place was Brian Hermrich from Eudora. Fourth place from Rossville, Daniel Miller. Third place from Hoxie, Whitney Brown.
Whitney Brown Jr.
Am I doing a better job of keeping up with him, John?
Yeah, you're doing great.
Second place from Hill City, Nick Budig.
Nick Booty.
And the champion from Norton, Curtis Brown.
And we'll be going back to wrestling action.